Yo, check YouTube and see if this shit popped up for me, cool. Hit her. Holla.
It's a bonus strike. There's bonus strike, so I know everything else is 8,077 series. Oh, we got 7800 series set. Right. I got the 77 right there. Right? Yeah. Yeah. That way, you can say, I was ready. If the engineer falls, I was make sure you put your phone in, you know, and get it up. Oh, what was you say? You told it. No, I'm just holding on right now.
Ain't nothing like being live on, baby. Ain't nothing like being live. Cam Newton, Charlie Ward, Cam Salbia, Ty Calloway, Colin, Emmanuel Justice. Emmanuel Justice. Emmanuel Justice. Emmanuel Justice. Uh-oh, it's been a while. It's been a while since you heard the greatest show on turf, the greatest show on the tube, YouTube. What's up? Game of Thrones, the finale. The finale as we count down to 25, bitch. The finale. We in here, man. We still in here. We still in here. We still got some very loyal, very fucking loyal coaches in this league. That's like, man. Finish the last season, coach. Let's go. Yeah, we at it right now, man. We got a Super Bowl and some Pro Bowl stalks. Let's go. We got to talk about the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl coming up right now. We can't go out like that. We got to close out the league like we close out the league. Feel me? The first thing I'm going to say, though, as I do my plugins and all that, I want to thank all the members that played from day one. I'm talking about Game of Thrones 5, the last installment. All the members who've been a part of Game of Thrones 5, whether you're still in the league or you're not in the league anymore, I just want to thank y'all for allowing us to successfully clear a league that we kept for the first time, the entire disc. With that being said, we will have one more season to all those that want to compete in that last season up until college football and Madden drop. We will be playing Game of Thrones, the finale. Now, as the head commissioner, I would like to say for the patience to those guys that are still, going to play, the patience you had for me to get through this last postseason, I appreciate it. A lot of things was going on as we getting ready for the college football. It's been a little busy, and we had to put things on hold for a second to get things right. Now, time out. So, right, bro, I'm a depressed Raven right now. We had a situation. Me and you was supposed to meet in the bowl, man. First year, motherfucker Craig ain't in it. We supposed to meet at the bowl, though, little Ray. We both sold, man. We both sold. Ha ha. We motherfucking sold, man. Soul glow, hitter. It's the soul glow. Fellas, let's talk about it right now, man. Let's just go through some things and see what happened on the final of the 2033 season. We in Super Bowl 68 right now. Super Bowl 68 right now. Let's go to the yearly awards right now. Back-to-back MVP trophy goes to Najee Israel. He looked like Lamar Jackson. No bowls, just the MVP. No bowls, just the MVP. All right, our offensive player of the year was Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin Jr. for the Oilers and Coach Falk, AFC Offensive Player of the Year. The NFC Player of the Year goes to Peyton Hillis, the legend, Peyton Hillis. Ew, he had Peyton Hillis as his number one back on some power shit, going crazy. Okay. All right. Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC goes to Jasper Brinkley. As I go through these stats, you'll see why it was supposed to be me and Ray in a motherfucking bowl. But that's not the case. Jasper Brinkley, Cowboys, Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC. In the AFC, we are looking at Khalil Anderson, who was a dog D tackle, and he actually worked his way into that top 3 status of best D tackle in the league. Khalil Anderson. He's been a baller over there, though. Shout out to Coach Falk and the Houston Oilers. All right. Derek Williams, man. If you know who Penn State legend, when they had that freshman year, where they had the 3-4 receiver that was fucking retarded. All of them were freshmen. They were nasty that year. Derek Williams was the headline of that, and he definitely was the Rookie of the Year this year for Baltimore Ravens. You know what we do with the legends: Santana Moss, Antonio Browns. Not Browns. All right. That's Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC. All right, Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC goes to, surprise, Derrick Henry. Brought Derrick Henry back. He went crazy for the Vikings and shit. Shout out to Guru. All right. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Thomas Barber, hitter. The Washington Commanders, Thomas Barber. What position he play, hitter? Linebacker?
Yeah,
Middle linebacker Thomas Barber for the Commanders held that shit down. AFC Defensive Player Rookie of the Year, Brendan Shields for the Miami Dolphins and Coach Hoodie. All right, top quarterback in the AFC, Najee Israel wins the MVP and the top quarterback in the AFC. In the NFC, you're looking at, surprise, Britton Stewart, the dual threat quarterback for the Cowboys and Coach Ray. Best running back, Peyton Hillis wins that in the NFC. In the AFC, you got to go to surprise, Curtis Martin Jr. Best wide receiver in the AFC was Will Falk. He said, man, I was once the best receiver in the league until my team decided to be team ball and run oriented. And now I want to show what I am before I ain't. Will Falk, best receiver in the AFC this year. NFC's best receiver, Kendall Williams, the 6'6" freak out there going crazy for the Vikings. They had a really good year this year, playoff team too. That's what's up. All right, best O-lineman in the NFC was the Aaron Clemens. Best O-lineman in the AFC was Alan Fineca for the Houston Texans. Defensive line, Khalil Anderson wins another defensive lineman of the year for the Coach Falk and the Houston Oilers. And in the NFC, our best D lineman was Andrew Gladstone for the Cowboys. The Cowboys damn near dominated every position. Linebacker, Jasper Brinkley. Him and Barber is 1 and 2, but Jasper Brinkley wins the linebacker award in the NFC. And in the AFC, that linebacker award goes to Tommy Jones. He's still around? Wow. Miami Dolphins. Best DB, Champ Bailey Jr. for the Houston Oilers.
Depressed Cowboys. Eyes.
AFC, and in the NFC, the best defensive back was Austin Graham, who actually going to be in the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Best kicker in NFC, Joseph McCollum. And in the AFC, our best kicker was Teddy DiOrio, hometown kid. Let's go. All right. We saw that. We saw what it was. We saw exactly what it was. Let's go look at who dominated stat-wise overall right now. Quarterback, passing stat yards. Najee Israel threw for 7,715, so he won that. The most touchdowns were thrown by Najee Israel, 83. He won that. Most yards in a game per game, Najee Israel, 454. He won that. And the highest QBR goes to Tim Tebow, 149. Nah, he ain't playing enough snaps. We ain't doing that. Brenton Stewart, 139.1. All right, let's look at the running stats right now. Who got the most carries? Look like Christian Okoye told that. The Shamrocks and Christian Okoye, 365 carries. But the yards, he was the 2,000-yard back. Christian Okoye wins the rushing title with 2,299 rushing yards, 6.3 on per carry right now. Touchdown winner, 35 for Peyton Hillis. Okoye finished second. Henry, McAllister, Martin second. And you had Tiki Barber. Tim Bianca Batuka, all with 20 plus. Broken tackles, who led the league in that? Christian Okoye, 86. It makes sense. Him and Peyton Hillis, 250 and 260, 255. Derrick Henry, all our big backs. It started looking like the big backs was doing big back things. That's what's up. All right. The receiver department. Who caught the most passes this year? 99 for Kendall Williams, the 6'6", 229 freak out of Ohio State. 96 for Tyler Mitchell for the Mark and those Patriots. Julio Jones had 95 catches on the year as well. Nobody touched the 100 mark, though. The leader in receiving yards goes to Will Falk, 1853. Per game, Will Falk, 109 yards per game. Receiving touchdowns go to Will Falk, 24. And my boy Derek Williams right behind his neck. Stop playing with me. All right, run after the catch yards. Big Derrick Henry out the backfield. This man almost had 1,000 yards after the contact. After the catch, though. Derrick Henry, that's how we playing? Okay. All right, let's look at the defensive side of things and see who had all the damn tackles. Jason Garland for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Adonis McGee, this all computer teams. Terrence Lewis is the guy, 119, and him and Cortez Langford. Tackle for losses goes to 31 for Justin Rowland. Let's make sure that's the right. Yep, let's make sure nobody else is there. Nope. Mitch Copeland with 33 for the Desperados. He actually got that. All right. Sacks, though. 21 for the D tackle, bro. That's fucking crazy. Gladstone had 20. Let's make sure that's the right numbers. 21, yep. NFC, 20. Yep, that's right. All right. INTs on the year. Jasper Brinkley, the middle linebacker, held 14 of them. Champ Bailey Jr. had 10. Let's make sure that's right. Yep. And Austin Graham with 12. OKKK. Deflections. Who was batting shit down all year? Cordell Manning, Chuck Woodson III, tied with 14. Yes, sir. Forced fumbles on the year. Chuck Woodson had 4. Roy Israel had 4. And Sam Shields with 4. Who took shit back to the crib? Let's see how many blocks we had. Ken Houston had blocked. He blocked 5 kicks. Come on, man. Come on, hitter. Safeties. You had the most block kicks in this year. Ken Houston, safety. And the most return touchdowns was only 4 from Stephen Gilmore. Let's see if that's the AFC 2. NFC 2. Yep, Stephen Gilmore. Max had the most return touchdowns this year. Was out there blocking the shit out of punts. Yes, sir. All right. My boy Work done only had 13, 18 on 220 carries. Wasn't really giving my boy the ball like that. How many receiving rooms had multiple receivers with 1,000 yards? Peter Ward, 17-10, 17 touchdowns. Tight end Bill Convery, 70 catches, 1476, 11 touchdowns. Derek Williams, Diaper Dandy, 76, 1349, 23 touchdowns. Keyshawn Johnson had 61 catches for 1325 and 11 touchdowns. Percy Harvin also had 52 catches, 1195, and 17 touchdowns. That's a lot of receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 receivers with 1,000. How many other receivers did that? Not a lot. No, sir. Thunderbirds, he had 2 receivers with a stack. Titans, 2 receivers with a stack. Vikings, 1, 2, 3 receivers with a stack. Bengals with 2. Bills with 1. Bisons with 1. Broncos with 3, 4. He had 4 was stacked. Bucks ain't really play his games. Cardinals 1. Colts 1. Commanders had none. Cowboys had 1, 2, and almost 3. Desperados had 2. Dolphins had 2. Dragons had 2. Falcons had 1, 2, almost 3. Niners had 1. Giants had 2. Huskies had 1. Jags had 1. Lions had 1. Oilers had 1, 2, 3. Orbits had 3. Patriots had 2. Raiders had none. Rams had 3. Ravens had 5. There we go. All right, Pro Bowl conversation. Let's see what the Pro Bowl looking like right now. Do your Pro Bowl list. All right, your QB1s. Britton Stewart, Najee Israel, Steve Young, Dan Marino Jr. You had Harris and Phillip Rivers are your 3 quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. What quarterbacks are the best, NFC or AFC? I think it's a mixture. I think Najee and Marino, and then you're going to go Stewart and Young. Then you probably got to look at Harris and Rivers and see who did the best. But when you got big backs, look at all the big backs. 6'1", 250. 6'1", 255. 6'3", 247. 6'1", 233. Look, McAllister, 6'1", 233. The big backs went crazy this year. Like the Daniel Thomas in the third running back, 5'10", 215. So Christian Okoye, AFC, Curtis Martin Jr., LaDainian Tomlinson. Peyton Hillis, Derrick Henry, and Deuce McAllister. Keith Byers and Forbes were your fullbacks. Allstott and Riggins was fullbacks number 2.
Broncos.
Let's go. Wide receiver 1, you got Williams for the Vikings, Will Falk. Peter Ward, Eric Metcalf. Oh my God, Eric Metcalf was on there. DeAnthony Thomas II. You still got him, Ray? He still plays for you because I traded him to the Cowboys. Derek Williams is the slot receiver. There go your boy Perry Houghton, the best receiver in the league. Deuce Page balled out. Brian Bennett for the Desperados. Andrew Roth for the Colts. Julio and Antonio Brown. Well, you got one more year with him. We ready to go after the Super Bowl get played. We getting right to it. Copeland, tight end. Convery, my tight end. He gonna go crazy. Winslow the second and Warford, the tight ends number 2. Cooley and Ezekiel. Ezekiel still around? He for the Broncos now. That was Falk, old tight end. Phelps and Peters, left tackles 1. Hancock and White, left tackles 2. Buddha Israel and Bannon, left guards 1. Gray and Gray, left guard 2. Barnes and Fitzsimmons, center 1. Buster Israel and Richardson, center 2. Cooper and Allen, right guards 1. Chapman and Anye Israel. You see them Israels running around, boy. T. Simpkins and Adams, Flozell Adams, big ass. Guards, Ward, my right tackle, and Goro. The ends, Winters and Gladstone, number 1s. Ellison and Strahan, number 2. Rollins and Lawrence Teller is 3. Javon Curse and Dwight Freeney are right ends, number 2. Casey and Khalif Anderson are D tackles 1. Davis and B. Williams is D tackles 2. Ndamukong Suh and Chambers are D tackles 3. You got Lewis the Jr. and Jules Peppers the second. That in the NFC you got Voorhees, that's Jason Voorhees that used to play for the Bills. Marion at left outside linebacker number 2. Chisholm and Garland, middle linebackers 1. Barber and Langford, middle linebackers 2. Where's Ray's middle linebacker? How he ain't up here? T. Jones and Williams outside linebackers in the AFC and NFC, and you got DeMarcus Ware and Favors. The Dolphins every year have top 3 Pro Bowl linebackers every year. Fred Smoot Jr. is cornerback number 1 in the NFC. Champ Bailey Jr. is cornerback number 1 in the AFC. Stephon Gilmore is number 2, and Joe Joseph is number 2. Manning for the Cowboys and Yates is number 3. You got Ramsey and Shields at 4. That's not Jalen Ramsey. but it's a Ramsey though. Safeties Blango and Spruce. Nigel Thomas, the my player rookie. Wentz,
Cards.
Whitner, and Shields as strong safeties 1. Sean Teller the second, and Mike Ware strong safeties 2. Your kickers are Humphries and McCollum, Kramer, LeBlanc. Returners are Santana Moss and Ronnie Brown, Thornton, and Woods. That's your Pro Bowl. All right, let's get to the bracket. As we go through the wild card weekend, the Denver Broncos and the Ravens football game was a hell of a game. 27-24. Baltimore came back in the fourth quarter at home to win that ball game by a field goal. I'm gonna tell you like this: Junior played a hell of a fucking game. He should have won the game. They gave me. I caught a nice pass going out of bounds, and he slammed me out of bounds, but they called a late hit, late as hell, put me in field goal range to win the game. Shamrocks win. Oh no, Shamrocks got aired. Shamrocks got aired by the Orbits 56-42, and Houston took on the Colts 41-23, moving on to the divisional round. Now over there in the wild card round, 35-25, big time NFC East rival game. Washington Commanders and the Cowboys 35-25. Ray Gills gets that one by 10, and the Saints lose to the Falcons, another end division game, 29-13, while the newly entering the playoffs for the first time Vikings lose 47-14 to the hot coach fun and gun offense of Jimbo, 47-14. As we go to the divisional round, the number 1 seed 49ers and the number 1 seed Dolphins took on the number 5 seed and number 6 seed, while the 2 and 3s played on both sides. So the Niners and the Rams played divisional game, and the Cowboys and the Falcons played, and that's our first upset game. Falcons 27-13 over the Cowboys. Quarterback play: Kaepernick 195, no teats, no interceptions though. Stewart 196, 2 teats, 2 touchdowns, threw 2 picks as well. The run game: 20 carries for Ricky Williams, 128 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and Mr. Peyton Hillis got shut. Not shut, but he ain't giving the ball. Average of 5 yards a carry, ain't getting shut if you give him 25 carries. But only had 7 in the game, turned that game around. No receivers had a touchdown except for Burris. 2 catches, 23 yards, and a touchdown in that game. And then Marcus Fitzpatrick, the tight end, had a touchdown as well. I'm sorry. Defense, you go look at what the Falcons did because they won. No sacks, 2 picks, Carroll and Gunter. Game over. On the NFC side, 35-24, Dolphins lose to the Orbit, 6 seed moves on, and 42-13, Baltimore over the Houston Oilers. And those 2 teams were expected, the winner was expected to be playing in the Super Bowl, but that didn't happen. And then there's the 21-7 ball game where the Fun and Gun offense slowed their offense down and just won the ball game. They played steady and they didn't play to lose, and they shut the 49ers offense down, holding them to 7 points. Ja'Cory Harris had 160 yards and a touchdown, 1 sack. But Steve Young was sacked 5 times with a 56.3 QBR, 158, no touchdowns, and threw 3 picks. That's your ball game. 19 carries for Duke Johnson, 98, 5.2 in the teat. Ron Dane had a 39 yards on 3.5. He got shut, but he still scored. Cooley also scored on 1 carry for 24 yards and a touchdown. In the receiving game, you're looking at 3 for Pooh Hanna. P. Dot, he back. We got to give him 1 more season. Rest in peace, cousin. I love you to fucking death, my nigga. I love you, my nigga. Rest in peace. I love that Max keep bringing him back for me, man. Keeping him alive in my eyes. You know what I'm talking about? 3 catches, 91 yards, 4 for 61, but the touchdown came from Jeff Thomas. All those Miami boys getting busy out there in St. Louis. 4 for 57 in the touchdown. That pit us with the 49ers, the number 1 seed, left both sides of the game, right? So you had the 5 seed versus the 3 seed and the 6 seed versus the 2 seed over in the AFC. So the NFC, you're looking at 40-23 with a ball game by the Falcons sneaking up and getting it done. 67.9, 221, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, but Harris threw 5 of them things. 4 sacks, 2 sacks. They was getting to Kaepernick, but he still was able to manage. 22 catches, Ricky Williams. As you can see, the run game is the reason why the Falcons are on their way to a Super Bowl. Ricky Williams went crazy, rushing touchdowns and rushing yards in every game he played in the playoffs. 22 carries, 123 yards, 5.63 touchdown. Look, Patsy come over here, get kicked out the playoffs year one. His first year in the playoffs, he come back second year and get all the way to the bowl. Congratulations, Patsy. This ain't your first time playing in the bowl in my league, and I'm glad you back and glad you locked in and playing. Shout out to Ricky Williams. I can't wait to watch that game. That shit got to get played and watched. All right. 17-7, the Baltimore Ravens take their team in disappointment. Baltimore Ravens were a great football team, but they are the most disappointing football team ever in Game of Thrones. I hate to say that about myself, but you cannot lose 6 Super Bowls and be talked about like you're the greatest, right? You are the biggest choke artist fucking football team in the league. 6 Super Bowls lost. 6. And then you get a shot to go play somebody brand new in the Super Bowl and you lose? Come on, man. Come on. Andrew Luck go out there and outshine Najee. Knock it off. Come on, man. The run game didn't show up. Najee want to be running this shit. All them 1,000-yard receivers ain't do shit. Look at this shit. Well, that locks in Onk. Takes himself to his first Super Bowl. And Patsy got the Falcons in the Super Bowl. 2033 Super Bowl 68. Super Bowl 68. That matchup will be played tonight or tomorrow. I know Onk is home. He chilling, waiting for Patsy to let him know what's what. After the Super Bowl will be played, we will go right through the off season and get right to the draft, get through that draft, and then we'll lock in for the last season, fellas, to close this bitch out. We are playing against time, so we don't want nothing to be. We're just going to advance every 24 hours. Like, we're not going to play around and be waiting on shit. We're just going to advance. Even when we get to the playoffs, we're going to advance because you got damn near a month before the next game come out, and usually our league take 2 to 2.5 to 3 weeks to be played, except for when we get to the playoffs. That's not going to happen. To be real with y'all, I actually slowed the playoffs down on purpose, but not this season. This season shit happened, but a couple last seasons I was allowing it to happen for reasons. Making them legend draft classes was a bitch. But for all y'all that are tuned in, still locked in, man, let's get your sign. Get all of us that's not in the bowl, get your signings done and all that. I would not allow anybody to lose a player. If you want your player re-signed, just DM me. It's the last season. We will not allow you to lose anybody. So we could just rock out, have fun, and enjoy these legendary rosters that we made for one more season before we go into the 25 disc. With that being said, I'm Anthits, the franchise guru. Orbits, Falcons. I got something for y'all. Put y'all bets in. Who y'all got winning these games? Orbits or the Falcons? Onk or the Falcons? Or Patsy? Type it in the chat. Who y'all think gonna win the ball game? And we got some shit for y'all. I'll figure out what the shit is. Might not be for this disc. It might be for the next one. But we're gonna figure it out. Holla, holla, holla.